Mikel Merino, who's been linked to us. So this is the latest report from James Bench as well. CBS Sports sources have confirmed that Arsenal admirers of the Real Sociedad midfielder Mikel Merino, his involvement in Spain's win at Euro 2024 means that has not crystallized into definitive contact between the two clubs yet. And then this one as well from Sam Dean. Arsenal are plotting a move for Real Sociedad Mikel Merino. Arsenal's interest in the player predates the start of Euro 2024. It has been claimed in Spain that Sociedad would want around 20 million for Merino. Now, this is one player that definitely fits the kind of thing James Bench has told us in terms of 28, 27, 28-year-old, around the age of Trossard and Jorginho. Mikel Merino fits into that. I have no problem with signing a player close to 30. We're not going to sign, it's not like you're signing a 34-year-old. Mikel Merino will come to us and have a huge impact. Now, do I like Merino as a signing at Arsenal? Not as a replacement for Partey, but as an addition to our team? Yes. If Partey was to leave and Merino was coming in, I would not be satisfied with that. Yes, he's a good player. He can help us suffocate the rest of the teams, dominate midfield, win those deals, physicality and pressure, all that in midfield. Like players like Declan Rice would absolutely enjoy playing with him, but not as a replacement for Partey. If you have the option of playing Partey, you have the option of playing Jorginho, you have the option of playing Merino, and you have the option of playing Rice. Those are a lot of different options. Absolutely great. My the first signing I wanted was a midfielder. That is my priority. You still haven't signed one. Because I'm like, what if Partey gets injured again? I don't want Jorginho and Rice to play every single game. I want us to rotate, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Jorginho is heading to the end of his career. Can he play for you 50 games out of 50 if Partey is injured for 6-7 months in the season? You're not really sure about that. But a player like Merino, I would 100% take him at Arsenal. He would be a great signing. But just like the rest of the players we've been linked to and the players that we've had at the Euros, someone like Merino will not become available until after August. Like not after August, but after August has started, because now he's going on his holidays. So he's not going to come to Arsenal and play immediately right now. So I don't know how long this deal is going to take, but I don't mind Merino as a signing, especially for 20 million. I think they've seen it as an opportunity. They've said that we've been looking at him for a long time. They're seeing it as an opportunity. For 20 million, a player who can play number 6 and number 8, and a player who won the most duels in the top 5 European leagues last season, and he's just won the Euros. He's got a crucial goal against Germany to put them in the semi-final. He's a very, very good player. Yes, but I wouldn't have him as a replacement. If he's coming to be a backup for Rice in that position, or he's coming to start some games, however you're going to mix it, he starts with Rice or he starts with Partey, however you're going to mix it, depending on the game. I think Merino would be a good player to have for only 20 million. I think that would be great. Now, we were linked to Zubimendi before, but that didn't work out. Maybe at the time they were like, yeah, let's get Zubimendi first, and then they had he's not coming in, and they were like, actually, we've also looked at Merino. Is it possible to get Merino? And then we told, yeah, maybe it could happen. But again, with this one, we have to be even more patient, because he's now just going to start his holiday. It's going to take a little bit of time to get this one done as well. According to this as well, Arsenal wants a central midfield, and one player of interest is Sociedad's Mikel Merino. Mikel is an admirer of his talent and physicality. Merino turned 28 in June, which would place him outside of Arsenal's typical recruitment profile. The relative youth of the squad, however, means they can add more experienced players when required, as they did with Jorginho and Leandro Trossard. This is according to the Ghana blog. So absolutely no problem with this. Mikel Merino, I would welcome him to Arsenal. Would I still want another midfield on top of that? If Partey is leaving, yes, I still want another midfield. I don't think it's like Partey goes and Merino comes in. I don't think that is enough. I see Merino as more of a number 8, and I prefer Rice as a number 8. So we'd only be left with Jorginho as someone who's just happy to play number 6 and no other position. Jorginho doesn't play any other position, just the number 6. Like, he's perfected the number 6 position, doesn't want to play any other position. A player like Rice, you'd want to go forward and assist and score, and Merino probably want to do the same, maybe to make those tackles in aerial duels on the wings, on the right, left side. I just want someone who's happy to be in the number 6 position the whole game. So let's see how the Merino deal develops this week. Hopefully this week we'll hear something about him. As I said, he's currently on holiday, so we have to be a little bit patient, but let's hope we hear something on him. The midfielders that we've been linked to have now moved on. Onana's gone to Aston Villa. Douglas Luiz has gone to Juventus. Doesn't seem you're going to get players like Joao Neves, very, very expensive. So Merino is one that we've definitely looked at. Let's see how this one develops. I would be happy with the signing for 20 million. I think that is that's a great deal. deal. Now, would you want to join Arsenal though? I'm hearing the likes of Barcelona also want him, so that's another problem. Those players over there, Bilbao, Betis, Sevilla, when they leave those teams, they prefer going to an Atletico Madrid, a Barcelona, Real Madrid, going to a top team in their country. Most of them have dreams of playing for those teams, so it's very difficult to convince a player to move from there to come to your team. But the thing with Merino, he has played for Newcastle before. He's been in the Premier League before, so it's not a first-time transfer, a first-time idea like, oh my goodness, I'm moving to England. No, he's actually been at Newcastle before. So let's see how that one develops this week. Now, one midfielder we could be losing, looking very likely now, is Emil Smith-Rowe. There's been a lot of news about him since yesterday. I haven't gotten a chance to talk about him yet, but this was the news from yesterday. Arsenal rejected a bid of around 30 million plus bonuses from Fulham, £30 million for Emil Smith-Rowe. After seeing their first offer knocked back by the Gunners, Fulham are now considering making an improved proposal. Now, first off, I'm very surprised. I didn't think like the likes of Fulham and Wolves and Crystal Palace, these teams will come with offers for more than 30 million, whether it's for Nelson or for Nketiah or for Smith-Rowe. One thing I've been saying is I'm worried about the teams that want these players. It's not a Real Madrid, it's not a Bayern Munich, it's not a Juventus, it's not a Benfica or Barcelona. Want Smith-Rowe and they would be able to pay that kind of money. No, it's the smaller teams that is it really a priority for them to get players in those positions? Well, Fulham has very surprised us with that bid of £30 million. Now, we have worked with Fulham recently, the likes of Leno. We've been linked to a player like Robinson. Could it still happen? I don't think so, but we've been linked to a player like that. Now, for Emil Smith-Rowe, 30 million. Would you guys have said yes to 30 million, or do you think that is too low? Now, I'm actually very happy rejected it. For Smith-Rowe and Ramsdale, for me, we don't really have to sell them. If they stay, absolutely fine. There's a couple of other players we know we need to sell. So you might be forced to, accept a bid, even though it's a bit lower, depending on the timing and how quickly we need to sell them. But a player like Smith-Rowe, you can just hold on and say, listen, we're not desperate to sell him until someone comes in with 40 million or something. And that is what Arsenal are looking for. 40, close to 40 million, because other teams are able to get 35, 40 million for their youngsters who never play. Smith is a very good player. Without the injuries, he's a very good player, very, very good player. We've seen him performing in the league for a whole season, being a regular in the Arsenal team. Him and Saka basically saved Arsenal at some point, and Smith-Rowe in the team, he's very good. Like, without injury, Smith-Rowe can do a lot for you. He can create chances, he can score goals, he can play as a number 10 and number 8 on the wing. And for a team like Fulham, I can see Smith-Rowe doing absolutely well. Now, when Smith-Rowe, Nelson, and Nketiah leave Arsenal, I want them to go wherever they're going. I want them to do really well because they're Highland boys. I want them to go. I want them to get a good project, a good team, and they can do well there. And I think Fulham would be a good opportunity for Smith-Rowe. I didn't want us to sell him, but if money comes in for like 40 million and we can use that money elsewhere, then you have to sell him. Unfortunately, you'd have to sell him. But what I tried to do is to include something like a buyback clause or a sell-on option, a sell-on clause. So if they buy him for, let's say, 35 million, and then in the next 3 years they sell him for 70, we have like a 30% sell-on clause there. We can get some money from that because he's still young. There's still a chance